You all know the deal with hardcore Minecraft. One wrong step and it's all over. But as I spent the last 2 years of my life working on my forever world, it's time for a new challenge. Here we go. What have we got here? Cows, trees, mountains. Seems pretty good to me. Not quite so keen on this darkness though. Those are some crazy mountains. Wood. Tools, just the basics will do for now. And some food and I'll be set. Mind you, look at the view. I mean, this is lovely, isn't it? I think I'll make a set of leather boots for the powdered snow, and then I'm ready for some mountain mining. During this mining montage, I can tell you about my 3 goals for the episode. Firstly, I need to get the supplies I need to get going. Then I want to take over a village and set up some basic farms before finding my ideal spot and building a cozy starter house. And after all that mining, I finally have a chest plate and feel much less exposed. Though in the series, I'm using a texture pack which makes my armor invisible so you can see my beautiful skin. There's also a couple of rules I'll be following. I won't be using a shield because they get in the way, and no totems. This world will last as long as my 1 life allows. So with that out the way, it's time to pick up some sugarcane and head up the mountain. Ooh, what have we got here? First spawner of the world. Are you coming to me, or no, you're just gonna fall off? Get out of here, you. Ugh, baby zombie. I hate these things. Now just to break in here and deactivate this, and let's see what I got. And perfect. That is exactly what I needed, and a golden apple as well. I'll take the music disc. My inventory is a complete mess. I cannot wait for them to put bundles in the game. But despite the beautiful views, I've achieved my first goal, so I can't stay here forever. I need to head out and look for a village. So off I went, but at every turn I was getting distracted by this world. Wow. I mean, just look at that. And down there, that is amazing. This is quite some terrain, and we've got a ruined portal down there. I think we have to go and check that out. But how to get down there without causing myself too much damage? Carefully. The answer to that one is carefully. We've got golden carrots, we've got a mending golden pickaxe, and we've got some obsidian. So yeah, I think I'm gonna head down this valley and see what is actually there. But I am just completely blown away by this terrain. This is an absolutely stunning little area of mountains that we've got here, and it seems to go on for quite some way as well. So I can see the sea, and I think I am going to take a different approach. First of all, this is pretty steep, so I'm going to get down here, and then I think I'm going to make myself a boat with a chest and go exploring around the coast area, because that I think will get me to a village much more quickly than trying to traverse up and down over all of this very, very bumpy and very, very mountainous terrain. And off we go. Ooh, a little bit glitchy, but heading across the ocean now. And although there was no village yet, there was some absolutely epic terrain. This is definitely worth some exploration later. And I think that that is going to be something that I can use in the future for a mountain base, because just look at that. Just looks like there needs to be some evil lair for some James Bond villain or somebody. But yeah, that is pretty special, and it continues off round that way. And then finally, after a little bit more boating, oh, here we go. Here we go. And it's just about to turn nighttime. So if I park up my boat just over here, I can explore this village and find myself a little place to sleep for the night. Hello, there's villagers here as well. That is ideal. Is there anything in here? Yes, we've got a blast furnace. Should be a bed in one of these little ones that I can just sleep. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to be using this. Night. Good morning. Time to lock a couple of these guys away for safekeeping, I think. It doesn't look like the biggest village in the world. We've got ourselves a brewing stand. We'll hopefully be able to use that later. Right, now, first of all, let's get rid of this tree, because this is a bit annoying. Clear out the tree, go in here. I haven't found a single chest yet, but there is a stone cutter, which I could have crafted, but haven't. All of these trees in the path. You guys aren't looking after your village very well. I will need to take custodianship pretty much straight away. First chest of the village, and we've got the carb heaviest chest I've ever seen in my life. Bread and potatoes, nice. You've already seen this place. Come on, you've got to got to tidy this place up. Come on, this is just... You're supposed to be the person looking after these guys, and you can't even keep their build. Maybe that's why you were standing here, so that it could actually rest on you. An underwater chasm beneath the house. Again, resale value on that is not going to be brilliant. And here we go. Lots of apples. You guys clearly like apples. Well, each their own, I say. But this will be a perfect little starting point for my expansion, and what's better is there's loads of villagers around. But before I get around to farming, it's time for a side quest, as I picked up a buried treasure map on the way to the village. So whilst I head out in the boat and continue to check the map, why don't you check you're subscribed and hit that like button? And after a bit of boating and digging, perfect timing just as the spade goes, and we have our first diamond. With a diamond in my pocket, the adventuring didn't stop there, as I raided a shipwreck, found a ruined nether portal, and also found another buried treasure chest. With all of the loot stowed, it was time to build a sugarcane farm. And this is just a really simple design that is now complete, and that should give me, hopefully, as much paper as I could possibly ever need. I don't know what these two guys are doing, just gossiping somewhere, and they look like they're about to push me off the cliff. I've been doing some tidying and some farming, and now I need to make some pens and get myself some animals. The pens are now ready, though unfortunately in the world I haven't had any wandering traders turn up yet. So I do not have any leads. I'm going to have to do this the good old-fashioned way and lure them with some wheat. And luckily on the plains section, just the other side of this ridge, I have got a lot of animals. So this should give me the cows that I need. This should also give me the sheep that I want to get. And we've also got a couple of donkeys as well. So I'm not sure I'll take these now, but it's good to know these are here. So now to do the cow conger. And let's get breeding these guys up. Perfect. Typical, just after I'd done the cows, a wandering lead salesman turns up. Those will be useful. Now all my crops are growing and I've got a good supply of animals, I need to move on to the next phase, which is building a villager breeder. And to do this, I need to first of all collect all of the beds. Now I need to make myself a little space so that I can build this breeder. So time to mine some cobble and build a platform that isn't the slightest bit janky. The super simple villager breeder is now done. It only took about 10 minutes, but the villagers are now going to come out and come down here. So they're breeding away at the moment, and I'm going to put them into this, which is going to be my temporary villager trading area. So the first two villagers are in place, and I've got this guy here. Let's see what I can get as the trade. Channeling, definitely not. But feather falling, yes, I will take it, but that is very expensive. Especially as I've only got 7 emeralds, I think. So let's try and get some trades from the other guy to see what we can get. Sharpness is good. I would have liked to have kept it, but let's see what I get instead. And that is just crazy. Feather falling 4, that is so much cheaper. Let's get some paper and get him locked in. Awesome. Feather falling 4. As my crops are growing and my villagers are getting older, I am going to go on to the next project, and that is going to be using this bit of land here. I am going to build a super simple iron farm to start giving me some of the resources that I'm going to need to do things like enchanting. This is now working. The iron golems suffocate in these blocks. The next thing that I need to get though is a bucket of lava, and that will maximize the speed of this thing, but I'm glad that it's working because I am getting a supply of iron at least. Well, not far from the village I've found this lava fall. Now this will do for the first bucket of lava. I will keep looking because I want to get a couple in reserve as well. And finally, after a lot more searching, I've managed to find another one. This is considerably further away from the base, but needs must. And whilst I'm all the way over here, I might as well pick up some spruce. Since I've been back, I've dug out another iron farm here, and I've installed the 2 lava buckets, which makes these things so much more efficient. And that means that I've got plenty of iron coming in. And I've been putting the iron to good use, trading up an armourer, a toolsmith and a weaponsmith, all of the new villagers here. And that has meant that I've managed to unlock some of the diamond armour and some of the diamond tools, which are going to be an essential going forward. And with a few more golems and a bit more trading, I'm fully kitted out with diamond gear, even if I might look exactly the same to you guys. But getting diamond armor is just the start, as I now need to think about the enchantments that I'm going to need for everything. So begins the cycle of breeding librarians to try and get the right trades, farming for resources and levels, and trading for emeralds. That took so long, but I finally managed to get all the gear enchanted that I'm going to need, including a full set of armor, and now I'm ready to head down and do a little bit of mining to try and get some obsidian. And after a bit of branch mining near the bottom of the world, I finally found my first cave and a lava pool, just what I need. And there's even some redstone here as well. And now the long, tedious and painful process of mining obsidian. And now it's finally time to head into the nether. Well, it's certainly very red. A little bit of traversing the nether, and down here we've managed to make our way to a fortress. In there I managed to pick up some nether wart and found this blaze spawner with an absolutely cursed ceiling. Yeah, I'll just leave that one there I think. But I found another, got a whole bunch of blazes, and even managed to make it out safely. Ah, daylight. Now that I've conquered the nether and have all the farms that I'm going to need early game, I've completed my second goal. So it's time to head out into the world to find the perfect location for my starter house. The first stop on my journey was this teeny tiny savannah that I found, but it did mean that I was able to get myself some acacia. I got some dark oak and some free leads too. You saw nothing. Then it was back towards the mountains for some more crazy terrain and some archery practice too. Oh, come on. What a shot. Just look at that view. And there's a village down there as well. That's going to be quite useful. That tree is absolutely mad, just with the trunk that goes all the way up there. Craziness. And there we are, folks. I think I have found where I want to be building, because this is just stunning. This is definitely it. I think this is going to be the perfect location. We've got this massive mountain in the background, and we've got this huge lake, and just down there I think will be the perfect position for my new base. And I think I'm going to build myself a cozy little log cabin. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to clear quite a chunk of space and do some terraforming, because this just will not stand. So that means it's time for a time lapse. The space is now cleared of trees, and I have tons of wood as a result. But what I don't have is anything like the resources that I'm going to need to terraform this space. So I'm going to have to head back over the mountain and find my way back to the village. Ooh, some sweet berries, I'll take those. Now at some point I'm going to have to connect this river up to the lake through this mountain, but I think at the moment it is going to be a good way to get back to our village. I've just come around the corner from the river and I'm greeted by this cliff, which is absolute craziness. This is just dying for a cliff city. Quick detour for this shipwreck, and it's a complete one. You don't see those very often. These are the real booty on this ship. And potatoes. Oh, a moss block. That is brilliant. I absolutely needed that. And come on, as if that first cliff wasn't crazy enough. Look at that mountain in the background, and then this just huge cliff that goes all the way here with this amazing cave. This really has a pirate bay written all over it. And then the bay just ends in this cave. Madness. Totally getting distracted, but this place is incredible. Wow. Okay, this goes a long way down. We have everything. We've got skulk, we've got a mine shaft, we've got crazy pillars, and we've got a little underwater lake there as well. Yeah, but this is not something I want to be falling off. Would you just look at that view? Back in the boat with a bit more rowing, and I made it back to the village. Ah, it feels good to be back. After a quick pit stop, I filled my pockets with everything that I'm going to need, ready for the build and to start the terraforming process. Now just to find my way back. Now that looks amazing. That looks like it is an entrance to like some kind of an ice palace. I think I have an idea for a future video. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see an ice palace just behind here. Well, I thought I'd top up on sand supplies on the way, but something doesn't seem to be quite right. Undestroyable sand. Brand new, coming to Minecraft near you soon. Yeah, that's literally nothing happening. Do you know what's going on here? This sand... Okay, you're just going to bug out. Off you go then. Let's see if going to bed for the night actually makes any difference. Yes. Proof that sleep can fix just about anything. With all the resources here, I can now start the terraforming process. With that finished, it's on to the next phase, which is going to be building some custom trees to sit behind my little log cabin. Because default Minecraft trees, they're not really the wave. And for that, I'm going to need dark oak wood, which I have, and spruce wood, which I don't. So it's off to one of the many spruce biomes around here to get myself harvesting. Yep, this looks like a pretty good place to start. Oh, look at that, a rainbow. After a fair bit of deforestation, I am doing well on leaves, but I am coming up seriously short on the logs. Luckily, I can see some of the giant spruce trees just over there. So I'll leave what I've got here and head over. And some of this mossy cobblestone, I don't mind if I do. And speaking of mossy cobble, there appears to be a spawner over there. So it's a bit treacherous, but I plan on heading over just to check that out. The other thing that I want to check out is down here. We can see that there is a lush cave and there's even a mine shaft attached to it. So I want to check that out as well. And you know what they say? No guts, no glory. Yeah, I've never been good at MLGs. After exposing my shortcomings as a Minecrafter, I got myself some more moss, got myself an extra golden apple in the chest, and even found some aquatic friends. After this, the spawner loot was just disappointing, so it was back over to chopping down spruce trees. Oh, doggo. With my new friends in tow, it was time to get back over to my staging area, which included some pretty good ender pearl throws. But I've just realised two problems. Number one, my tools are absolutely destroyed and need repairing. So let's get the tools fixed up. And number two, I don't have anything like the dark oak supplies that I'm gonna need. So time to get chopping again. Well, I've done some decoration of the area ready to go for the build of these, and despite the painfulness, particularly of these dark oak fences, I've now got everything that I'm going to need to actually build all of the trees that I'm going to put here. And believe me when I tell you, it is a lot of trees. The first 3 giant spruce trees are up, and those took much longer than I'd care to admit. At least I'm starting with the biggest ones. Although it took so much longer than I'd expected, this area is now done. And I am so pleased with how this looks with the trees in the background. This space here is going to be where the build is going to go. But if we pick our way through here, you can see that I've done a fair bit of decoration, trying not to hit too many of these sweet berry bushes. And I've also hidden some lighting around here so that it's subtle, but it's also not going to spawn a creeper behind me and blow me up. And these trees are all my designs. There's actually 7 different designs. So we've got the little small ones here, some bigger ones here, and we've got some even bigger ones, and then a couple of absolutely huge ones, just you can see at the back here. So really pleased with all of these, but these took so many resources. And it's the next set of resources I need to start thinking about now, because there's a couple of things that I just do not have for this base. and I really need to get hold of them. And that is some mangrove wood and some jungle wood. So time to head out in the boat, but not before admiring some of the underwater views. And before too long, excellent, this seems to have everything that we're going to need, including bamboo. Unfortunately, I suspect getting the jungle wood is going to have been the easier task. Mangrove swamps are a nightmare to find. So it's back in the boat and off I go. Nice to know that there's more jungle here if I need it. But then I got distracted by something shiny, and I'm glad that I did. Enchanted golden apple, come on, that is a bit special. Terrible armor, but the enchanted golden apple was definitely worth the dive. Back on my way, I came across a couple of desert villages. You okay, my dude? And I, for one, am not above stealing their bells and hay bales. But it wasn't long before one of the villagers decided to take drastic action. Thanks for warning me. Try to blow me up just because I'm stealing your wheat. Led him straight out of that cave towards me. Cannot believe that. Now I'm going to take your bell. Ha, and you can't stop me. And that, if I'm not mistaken, looks very, very much like a mangrove swamp. So I stocked myself up on plenty of mangrove wood and also got myself loads of mud. Of course, in the swamp it would have been rude to not pick up some frogs whilst I was there. Now I've just got to get these guys home. Being able to pull boats with leads is such a big win for the game. What are you doing today, Eddie? Oh, I'm just taking my frogs for a boat trip through the jungle. Seriously, dude, what are you doing? That's it. Off you go. It's good to be home. But before the final big build, I popped back to the village to fix up my tools and mine some obsidian. Then, whilst I was leaving, I made a terrible mistake. I didn't realise I was standing on some gravel when I tried to turn the lava that was ominously beneath me into obsidian. Before I knew it, I was beneath the obsidian, burning to death. Luckily, I had my golden apples to hand, and although at first the panic made me try and break a block with one of them, I did eventually eat them and mine my way to the surface and get clear. Now that is an episode I would definitely rather not repeat. Now I'm back at the base after that exceedingly stressful experience. All that's left to do is to build my starter house in that space behind me. So let's get going. After many hours building, the lodge is done, and I am really pleased with this scene. I absolutely love how this looks in front of the mountains and in front of the custom forest, which, although it was a lot of work, I think was completely worthwhile. And this lake looks absolutely perfect and idyllic now. Yep, we don't talk about that. That's definitely a problem for tomorrow, AD. But there's just a couple of things that are still missing. That's better. Perfect. Now I've got the choice to gaze down on the fireplace and my doggos, or stare out this giant window over the lake in front of me, or even sit out on the veranda and survey the beauty that we have here. I told you we don't talk about that. Now all that's left is to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.